Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to cover the Dojo Loach, or the Weather Loach. I just received 10 of these total. I have 5 albino, which are a bit smaller, they're maybe 2-3 inches. And then I have 5 which are considered regular, and those are a bit bigger, 4 to 6 inches. And they are an amazing fish. I have heard so much about these fish that they're the most entertaining, they have the most personality, and I would agree. They are super cool, super active, just a joy to have. And it's so nice to have fish back in this tank. If you follow the channel, you know I used to have a massive stock list in here of large African American cichlids, and I was ready for a change, so I got rid of everything. And I just recently added fish after having mystery snails and cherry shrimp in here. I did rehome a bunch of the cherry shrimp and some of the snails. There's still a couple snails in here that I'm actually rehoming still. Dojo loaches will eat snails, and I haven't seen them attack any. There's only, I think, 3 in here that weren't already. I had a few that died before I got the Dojo loaches. So anyways, that looks fine as of now. But yeah, they're really cool fish. They are a bit actually more cold water, so you keep them between 65 and 75, people typically say. So I have my tank down to, or I think they say 76. I have it right at the top at 76 because I am going to get some other fish in here that do like warmer water. So I'm going to keep them at the high end of their spectrum at 76 degrees. And they're very peaceful, great community fish. You know, they will eat anything that fits in their mouth, which is true for any fish. You get a goldfish and you get a big old 8-inch goldfish and you put in a little tiny neon tetra and it's going to get eaten. So, but yeah, they're very active. They like to be in groups. And this is a 120-gallon tank, so it's plenty of space for them. But if you were just to have one, I would say a 20-gallon would be minimum. And they do get between 4 to 6 inches. There have been reports of people getting them to grow much larger, up to a foot. So be prepared for that. It is certainly possible. I suspect in a tank this big, I'm going to get a few that are 8-10 inches long. We'll see what happens. But as far as food, they're not picky at all. They'll eat flake, bloodworms, krill, any kind of frozen foods. They'll pretty much eat anything you throw in the tank. And yeah, they are very hardy. They do breathe air, so they will come up and grab some air every once in a while. And so they technically can live in really poor water conditions. Of course, you don't want to keep poor water conditions so that your fish don't get diseases, etc. Yeah, so overall, now one of my all-time favorites. First time I've ever kept them. I'm excited to see these grow, especially these albino. They're super tiny and super cute. The kids love them. You know, you gotta love their activity level. And they're just looking, you know, I did just throw some flake in, which gets them even more excited. But they are active. And so yeah, let me know if you have any questions about these Dojo or weather loaches. Apparently the reason they're called weather loaches is they can sense the change in the pressure of the weather. So the storm is coming and the pressure changes, the atmospheric pressure, they will apparently start going nuts. So if you ever have a Dojo weather loach starts going nuts, there might be some serious weather coming your way. But yeah, the plan for this aquarium is I'm leaning towards giant Danios. I really want to keep this tank simple. So I'm looking at getting a large school of giant Danios, maybe 15 to 20. There is a little baby tiny red-tailed shark. That's the only other fish in here besides the betta that I had with the shrimp and the snail. A very cute little red-tailed shark. But yeah, so I'm looking for a giant Danio school, and then an electric blue Aclara as kind of the showcase fish. And then think about like 7 Bolivian ram cichlids, just for some spunk and personality. And then I'm not sure. I'm either going to do an albino bristlenose or a group of the Autolyncus. I can't say it right. The I think it's Autolyncus maybe. The little catfish that, they get maybe 2-3 inches and they're out eating. Probably I'll go with those. I'm more and more enjoying smaller fish, like more smaller fish, and like seeing them interact with the environment as if it's, you know, a large environment. When you get a big fish, it just kind of sits. Even if 120-gallon aquarium is considered a large tank, but if you get even just a 12-inch fish in here, that's just like it actually looks pretty small. And of course, people overstock stuff all the time. I've been guilty of it, but I'm leaning more and more towards seeing fish with more space and letting them getting to see what they might actually do a little bit more. Not that like this tank is, if you consider, even just one beta fish, this tank is too small for, in terms of what they would get in the wild. But it is fun seeing everyone kind of cruise around, going through nooks and crannies and experiencing the tank in a more interactive way. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. If you like the channel, please subscribe. Go ahead and hit the like button. That helps the channel a lot. And I'll see you in the next video. All right, take care, everybody.